Welcome back to the Hillbilly RV channel. Work's kind of slow right now. Don't have a lot of RVs to work on. So we're going to do a tech talk video today. Got a couple things to address here. One is, if you've been watching my videos, on the last video I posted, I was showing y'all how to adjust those analog thermometers. And when I was editing that video, I realized I've never actually put them in the water and calibrated them to 32 degrees. Kevin Coop, thank you for reminding me of that, because he said, dude, those thermometers are no good unless you calibrate them in the water at 32 degrees. And he is exactly right. So we're going to do that first. And if you missed that last video, you may learn something, because you can adjust those. I'm trying to think. Oh, analog thermometers. So I didn't know that either until just a few years ago, and I learned that from my cousin Matt, the Snap-on dealer. I called him and said, Matt, I need 2 more thermometers. He's like, no, you don't. You just need to adjust them. Let's calibrate and adjust my thermometers. Y'all ready? I have just dropped them down in a glass of ice water. We'll give those a few minutes, and they should read 32 degrees here very shortly. If not, we're going to adjust them, and I'll show you how we do that. Well, shockingly enough, they both say 32 degrees. I know that ain't gonna focus probably in time for y'all to see it. Anyhow, it does. They both say 32 degrees, so I'm probably shocked as y'all are that they were actually, I know they were calibrated together. They both would read the same, but I'm a little bit shocked that they actually read 32 degrees. So yeah, if you want to see how to adjust those, check out that last video. I'll link it right up here in case you missed that. And yeah, let's move on to the second thing that we're going to talk to today in this Tech Talk video. All right, the second thing is, the other day I went on a job. The lady said her furnace would come on, run through a heat cycle, but then when it was time for it to come back on, it wouldn't come on. She would have to reset. There's a reset switch on some of those furnaces. Let me show you. I know Suburban done this for a while, and I think they're still doing it. It actually says reset on it, okay? And it is usually on the back of the furnace. And even if you have an outside door, a lot of times you can't get to this switch because it's on the exterior of the box that the furnace sets in. So some of them are accessible, but most are not. This one was not. They actually cut a hole in their water door in their camper so they could reach their hand in there and reset this. And after questioning her, this thing would kick out every time the furnace would heat up. And now this is a camper that's 4 or 5 years old, 5 years old, right in that neighborhood. And she told me they had 7 or 8 RV technicians look at that furnace. A lot of them's replaced parts, cell switches, stuff like that. No one, out of all them guys that looked at this thing, no one ever suspected the reset switch. What this thing is basically a breaker. It is a thermal device, so it will also not only read over amperage, which the one that was in her furnace was a 15 amp, but it also takes into consideration too much temperature, because it is a thermal device. I know all breakers are a thermal device, per se. But yeah, after talking to her, I don't know if I got sidetracked. Sidetracked? Is that really a word? Yeah, this thing faulted out every single time the furnace came on. For the whole time they've owned the furnace, it's never worked right. And no one ever changed this reset switch. Blows my mind. Funny enough, once I repaired the furnace and put it back in the camper, and it went through a first heat cycle and then went through a cool down cycle, she's like, what's that? The furnace had never gone through a cool down cycle. It would heat up to a certain point, kick that reset switch, that breaker, cut the furnace off, and then once she would go around and stick her hand in that little hole and push the reset switch, it would come on and do that again. That's all it ever done. She had never heard that furnace go through a cool down cycle. I thought that was funny. I mean, and I don't understand them 7 or 8 guys. They would work on that furnace, clean it, replace the cell switch, something, put it in there, and it fire up, and they go, there you go, pay me, and I'm out here. Boom, they'd be gone. Nobody ever hung around to see if it actually worked. Now, I know in a recent video, I talked about a DOT switch that's in these furnaces that just cuts the gas valve off. That is not this switch. This is a reset switch. This is a breaker, is a thermal breaker, and what it does is it kills all the power to the furnace. Here's your hot wire coming out of the camper to the furnace. That goes on one side of this breaker, and the other side of the breaker goes right straight to the control board in the furnace. So when when it trips out, when it goes to reset, see, it goes to reset, it'll actually go to off. Okay, and then you have to put it back to reset for it to work. So when it trips out, it actually goes to off. Okay, see that? So yeah, these people had been fighting that issue since they owned the camper. It was also a 40,000 BTU furnace. I've never seen a 40,000 BTU furnace. I know they make them. I've never seen one that I can remember. It looked odd because it was huge. I mean, the installation looked good. I couldn't find anything wrong other than I think that reset switch, that breaker had just gotten weak. I think when they got the camper, you know, maybe it started tripping after a while, and then once it starts that, it just gets weaker every time it trips. Why in the world 7 or 8 guys worked on that furnace, not one of them ever changed that switch? I just don't get it. I mean, I know why. They didn't have one on the truck, so you know, I had them on the truck, so I changed it. Life is good. They have heat. They are happy. I'm happy. Everybody's happy, so you get happy. Get down in that comment section. Leave me a happy comment, a happy criticism, or a happy concern, and we'll all be happy. Y'all have a fantastic day, and we will catch you next time.